morning, everyone. I'm here with Edimar and Maria, who are foster carers at Cornerstone, and we're just going to have a really exciting chat with them. Unfortunately, they are leaving the country, but they have served with such excellence that we just wanted to capture what their experience has been like. Maybe it will inspire some of you to foster, maybe it will encourage foster carers out there. So let's start at the beginning. Maria Edimar, what drew you to fostering? How did you consider it? What are the steps that you initially took?
We decided to do fostering because at first I couldn't have children, and we thought that if we don't foster, it would help me to focus and the work looking after children. Don't think about worry too much about getting pregnant or about the treatment. So then this is how we started, and we as well, we never gave up of having children. We said we're going to do this, but at the meantime we wait on the Lord to have our own children there.
Yeah, I thought I've always been supportive to Maria when Maria's trying to conceive. But then I said, one way or another, we will have children. So this is why we started to look into fostering. We didn't know anything about it, and we didn't know how long the process would take and what information they would ask from us, especially being from another country as well. So all the background, all the checks and everything, but everything was not difficult, actually, I would say. And yeah, then we had first child here coming to us into a respite
so
basis.
We did respite in 2008, so we began our journey then. So we start searching, and we looked for to do fostering with council. And then we did all the checks of everything for foster, and then we started doing respite because they advised us to do respite first because I wanted to have children. They said if we had done long term, like have children, so that's why they recommended us to do respite first. Yeah, we did the respite, and yeah, that's how we began our journey with foster care.
What was it like to do respite care? Could you explain for people who might not be familiar with it? What sort of placements were that? How often did you see the child or children?
We had the respite over the weekend only, Saturdays and Sundays. We had one child at a time, yeah, and we just looked after the child during the day, and then in the evening we'll take back home to their home, to the parents. Yeah, this is what we did. We done it until we started with Cornerstone.
Yeah, I would recommend, like, if someone's not sure if they want to do a foster or not, I would recommend to start with a respite, because we had the child for like 1 night or 2 nights, but then you still have your routines, your things you have to do. Then it starts to maybe adding more respite, as in longer respite. Then you have an experience firsthand if that's what you want to do. Yeah, I think it's great to start with a respite.
And how did you come to Cornerstone?
We met someone from our church. Used to come to our church. She told me about Cornerstone, and one day I bumped into her husband at the supermarket, and I asked him, how is the fostering with Cornerstone? And he said, oh, that's great. I said, oh, I'm interested. I want to join the Christian agency because we want to do full time now, and so we are ready. So, and then I contacted Cornerstone. The first person I spoke to was Pam, And Pam's been lovely, and she said, "Oh yes, I will come and see you." So she booked to come to see us, and then she came and she explained about how they worked, and we were all excited and just waited for the next step.
So what has it been like to foster with Cornerstone, especially having been with a local authority and now in a Christian organization? What difference has that made to your journey?
It is a big difference. You made a massive difference for us, because we have something in common. For example, like praying together, and you feel more relaxed to do the job. So I felt confident, and I felt confident to talk to them. Any problem I had, I could come to them without worrying about, and just feel like a family, talking to a family for me.
Yeah, it's like people, they think about social work in our house and coming to visit us, but the first thing they do is, or the last thing they do as well, is to pray. So I think, wow, it feels like a family. So we feel very, like Maria said, very supportive. And they built our confidence as well, because they've always been there for us. I know there's rotas and everything when we need to call them. But there is the other element as, if you need me, I'll be there, regardless what time or what circumstances. So we felt that support all the time. So that was really good.
That's really amazing. So what would you say are the challenges of fostering, and how have you overcome them over the years?
The first thing it's happened to you is that your routine changes, and you have to change your routine and your schedule around the child, especially if the child have any like traumas or any behavior. But that only takes, I would say, 2 to 3 months. After that, the child really adapts to you, and you kind of adapt to each other. So you adapt to the child's way, the child adapts to your way as well, especially like if you go to church, things like that. That doesn't affect anything. So wherever you do before with your own birth children, you would do with a foster child anyway.
Exactly, yeah.
So yeah, it's just the beginning, the first month.
It's hard.
It's very hard. And we need a lot of consistency, be very consistent in Maria.
Need to be consistent. Huh?
Yeah.
What are some of the highlights of your fostering journey?
I would say the transformation we had in children's life, and like we had a child with he was underage, he wouldn't eat and
oh yes. Mm-hmm.
So that was a big challenge for us, to get that child not just into a routine for a new home, a new house and everything, and family, but also help him to eat, to gain weight, and go around what he wants, what he likes first, then build up slowly. Was the best for him. So that's really challenging. And other times I had another child with health complex needs. So that was very intense for us, but also helped us to have a lot of confidence looking after children. So we have to be very patient with them, and knowing that it takes time. We don't expect change like next week or next day. It takes time. It's like a seed you're planting in their life, and that grow gradually.
Mm-hmm. And when you think about, you've talked about the transformation, even the ones that you see in the children, and what about to yourselves? How have you grown and changed over time after fostering? What are the benefits, I guess, of fostering to you as a couple or individually?
I would say we have more time for our children. That's the main benefit.
Yeah.
We always around, like we can work around our schedule. Between us working together, we always never miss any school event. We can go together in holidays, take them out on holidays. So we kind of organize more to do more things for the children because that we have more children involved. So there's that element, and also we learn to have unconditional love. Regardless what the child is going to tell us, we still love them and want to look after them. So there is that element as well, and our children benefits from that as well, because they grow with a open-minded and accepting the different backgrounds and cultures and accepting different traumas of the children. We always been very open to them, telling them, look, we're going to have a child come into our house. This child, mom and dad cannot look after them, or maybe mom and dad is not well. So this child have this trauma. We have to be very patient. So they've grown in that environment. So they're very confident children.
And they are very kind with children. They love to have children in our house. So they learn to adapt as well, to live with the other children as well.
Yeah.
All the time a child comes to us, they feel excited and happy as well.
So it's sort of like it's like a ministry of the family. You all participate in it, and you're all growing and changing with it and learning empathy and kindness. That's amazing. When you think about your fostering journey, who has supported you? This could be family, friends, or church, and what has that support looked like?
We had support from from our church with prayers, people praying for us when we need, when we are struggling, and also we have support from family. We have family around. We've been so blessed as well to have a good friend that she really supported us in so many ways. We needed many times. We were struggling a lot when the children came, especially the last one we had, and we had an amazing support from her. And I'm very pleased with the Cornerstone for the support they gave us. With respite, and also when we were struggling with children, when we came or we had a struggle with the families, so they were there for us. So I can't thank them enough for the difficult time we had, and they've been a blessing to us, to talk to us, to especially Linda. She came to us and supporting us in our needs. And the other people as well, like another manager from the Cornerstone, Eileen. Eileen, we didn't know Eileen, but she's been excellent. When we called her, we say we need this help, we are struggling. So she spoke to us, she listened to us, and she didn't know us, but she been amazing. I can't describe how amazing she been. And the prayer, when she prayed with us, we felt that support that we need, really need at that moment to talk to someone, because we didn't know what to do. Well, we've been blessed to talk to her. And
Cornerstone always backed us up. Any decision we have, like if you have any, because we are the carer, we know everything about the child. We know the child's desires and feelings. So when, for example, Maria wants a child to move to a different family other than the one the local authority has decided to, the Cornerstone backed us up on that decision, and so helped us to look for independent reviewers and things like that, the garden. So so in that, they always been supportive into Maria. Mm-hmm. And I think the family, they even if they cannot stay with a foster child, but they don't mind to have their own birth children with them. So there's always people helping, and the church, they've been very tolerant as well, because foster child in the beginning they can be very loud and challenging, but they've always been there for us as well and praying and supportive.
That's really great that you've had such a good community around you. I'm just thinking of the fact that there's a need for people from diverse cultural backgrounds to step forward into fostering, and that sometimes can seem like a barrier. How has your own personal heritage interplayed with a fostering background? Have you is there something that you felt that it's brought to your fostering experience or your work as foster carers?
Once my pastor said to us, I don't know why you have a children problem in your country, because you look after children really well. I don't know why you still have children on the street in your country. I thought, I didn't realize that. But we are family orientated to start with. We love to be around each other, family, do things together. And the thing that really helped us, then I always thought, if you have one or two child in your home, why not have another one there? There's always room for another one. So why not? Why not? Sometimes people think, but I can't stay with the child forever in my home or in my life. But it doesn't matter. Look after them in 1 month, 2 months. There's something, at least to doing something better than nothing or anything. So I think, don't think a long term, think in a short term, how much you can do to that child.
Make a difference.
Make a difference in their lives. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's excellent. And what advice would you give to someone who wants to learn how to support their friend who is fostering? How can we come alongside foster carers and support them?
Just be there when we need, and don't judge, because I've heard of people that when they have a child in their house, in their home, other people don't stop inviting them to go to their house, or especially around Christmas time if you get together with another family. So just to accept, be tolerant as well, and don't isolate, what I mean, because we need support as well. So there's not much change in a road. I mean, there is change in routine, but they're all setting in about 2 to 3 months.
Adaptation.
Yeah, they will adapt. Yeah.
That's very helpful. So what I guess this is your opportunity. Just talk to people who are considering fostering. What would you like to tell them about fostering?
Yeah,
it's like Edimar said. If someone's are interested to do fostering, if they are not sure, just ask people who's done fostering first, and be honest. Yeah, and I just think do the respite first. If not sure, that's what we did. So you worked for us, and it's not an easy journey, but it's not impossible as well. See, we did it. And if you love children, you will always will work out.
Yeah, I would say as well not to plan it too much, because things can happen, and just you work along while it happens. But as long as you can be there for the child, like school, take him to school, pick up and things like that. But then you kind of adapt your routine around the child as well. And sometimes people think it's too much, saying, "Oh, what are you going to do? My life's going to change." Just to make a difference in the child. Then sometimes people say, "Oh, well, I won't let the child go." But I think that's a bit selfish, because you're there for the child, not the child's not there for you. So if you look after someone for 2 months, you might help change the child's future. You might prevent the child. You never know. can be in risk to save the child's life. You don't know what, for that period of time. So think about that, how much you can do in that small period of time, rather than thinking, oh, what's going to happen when the child go? I think it's a bit, just don't overthink it too much. I think that's the best way.
As we've been through a lot, many different fostering, and each child are different, and each placement, they are not the same. The advice I give, if work as a couple, work together and support each other. If one is stressed or not feeling well, so just give a space to someone. Tell the husband, go upstairs or spend some time there, or relaxing, or go to a quiet place and in the house, or just go for a walk to relax. As well, maybe go out with your birth children, because sometimes our birth children need us as well. So they need that time to spend with the parents. One of us could go out, and one can go out and spend time with that child and take them for a treat. That's what I advise. We did with our children, and they are so happy. Or sometimes just give them a gift to praise them, reward them for being kind, for being good listener.
That's great advice. Thank you so much for taking time to chat with me and to record this video and save everything. You guys have done an amazing job. I've been hearing stories already, and I pray as you go into the next steps of your life that it will be fantastic for you.